Welcome to Benson Financial, where we look at finances from a teen's perspective. Do you ever find yourself buying things that later it turns out that you actually don't need them? This is not only a bad and wasteful habit, it's also an expensive one too. So today we're going over 9 tips to help you stop buying unnecessary things. So there's a few reasons why you should know these tips. The first one is, obviously you'll have more money because you're not spending it frivolously on things that you don't need. The second reason is you'll have more time, because if you're not out shopping or working to make up the extra money that you spent, then you're going to have more time to do whatever you want or make more money and be able to save it. You'll also be happy and proud and also trust yourself more to know that you can go into a store, get what you need, and get out without buying a bunch of other things that you don't need. And you also have more pride with the few things that you do buy. So the first tip is to know what you have. You should take an inventory of everything that you have. That way you know exactly what you have and you don't buy duplicates of those things. You can also use this as a time to go through all your things and pick out things that need thrown away or things that you can donate to help get rid of some clutter that you may have. So the second tip is to stop temptations. We're often tempted to go buy something after we see an ad for it, or we're clipping the coupon for it, or even seeing the product in real life. So a good way to avoid buying those things is to don't look at the ads, don't clip the coupons, and don't go shopping around looking at things that you don't need. And also keep in mind that sales and coupons may not always be worth your money. Sometimes they just put a sales sticker on there, yet it's the same exact price as it was before. It may even be higher, but keep in mind that it just may not be worth it. And plus you might end up buying something that you later realize that you didn't need at all. It's just there was a coupon for it, so you got it. So stop doing things that would make you want to buy something that you don't need. And that leads us into our next step, which is tip number 3. Wait before you buy something, or delayed gratification. So impulse buying is a big thing that makes us buy things that we don't need. When you find yourself wanting to buy something that you think you may not need, wait a while before you buy it. Wait until the next day or the next week, however long you think you need, and really consider if that product is really worth it to you. Oftentimes you'll realize that you don't actually want what it is that you're looking at, and not only is it a great way to save money in this case, it's also just a great skill to be able to have and to be able to apply it to your life in many different areas. Fourth step is to think about why you're actually buying something. Don't let other people or your mind trick you into buying things that you actually don't want. And also keep in mind that stores are designed to be able to maximize the amount you buy. Like Walmart, they have a fake store that they use to set up things and test to make sure that it would actually bring in more money than a previous way that they used to try to display products. So don't let a store that's making a product look fancy or flashy fool you into buying it when you actually don't need it. We also buy things that our friends have because we think that we want them, when later it turns out that we actually didn't want them. So before you buy something, stop and consider your motive for buying something. Think of some good reasons for why you need it, and also consider hitting the like button as well. But if you can't think of some good reasons why you need to buy a product, then it's likely that you don't actually need it. The fifth step is to have a budget and set financial goals. So having a budget can help you set a limit on how much you spend on unnecessary things when you're shopping. When you see that you only have a little bit of money that you can spend on unnecessary things each month, you'll be less motivated to spend that money when you could save it, or save it till the next month and buy something else maybe. You could also implement Dave Ramsey's envelope system, where you only have a small amount of cash that you can spend on things that are not necessary. This will make it much harder to buy things when you see that you actually have a spending limit. If you're likely to use a credit card or a debit card, once you run out of money, it may just be a good idea to go cashless altogether. Now, you don't get the ease and the benefits that you get when you're using a card, but at least you're not spending money on things that you don't need. And similar to a budget, goals can help you curb your spending habits as well. The sixth tip is to think about how much work it costs you to buy something. When you're considering buying something, think about how much time you'd have to work to be able to afford whatever it is you're buying. You may realize that a product is not worth your time to buy. Think about it. Is that fancy pillow or really worth an hour of your time? Tip number 7 is to buy quality when you do buy. Now, this isn't saying to go and buy things, but when you do, be sure to buy quality products. It may cost a little bit extra, but at least you won't have to go out and buy it soon again. This can save you time and money when you don't have to go to the store and buy something again. The 8th tip is to share something when you buy it. If you have the opportunity, this may be a great way to help you save money. Depending on what it is you're buying, it may be hard to find someone that wants to buy with you, but rather than buying something, you can see if you can borrow it instead, and hopefully not to have to spend anything at all. And if that's not an option, maybe you can rent it and only spend a little bit of money, but you don't have something sitting around or have to pay the full price or have to take care of it just because you're going to use it once or twice. The ninth tip is just to be grateful. Be grateful for what you already have. This will also help you have a greater appreciation for your money as well. So leave a comment below if you have any more tips to help you prevent buying things that you don't need, and also leave a like if these tips were helpful to you. So thanks for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.